afternoon and welcome to Options Center. It is Sunday, 2/5/23. Welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us. This is going to be a complimentary video to the weekend update that we just put out yesterday. Okay, what we're going to do is go through SPX on the daily. Most of these are going to be daily. We're going to go through the DXY. We're going to check out some indicators that kind of give us a temporary top at least, or if you know, you guys all know that I've been very bearish on this, and this could be the turn for a much deeper pullback. So all that more, just check that out. Just stick around with us. We're gonna check out Apple and Amazon as promised. I wanted to do more, but first of all, we don't have time, and then I'm kind of in a crunch with hockey and all that good stuff today. Love watching it. It's the kids' favorite sport. So, okay, SPX. Oh, by the way, if you're new here, go down to that bottom right-hand corner, hit that Options Center logo, and please subscribe. And if this information helps, go ahead and like the video. It helps us out so much. People are commenting, and I love it. It's helping this channel grow, and we want to make sure we get this information out to as many people as possible. So I'm going to run through this really quick. SPX on the daily, but first I'm going to get my face out of the picture. We have SPX on the daily. What this is portraying is market structure. So remember, we're in a downtrend: lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. But the reason why I am giving the bulls a chance, if that was the name of the video that I did yesterday, and I'll go ahead and plug it up on top there. If the price action does this, then I will become a bull, at least temporarily. So check that video out. But this is market structure, and what happened was we had a lower high. We started to make a higher low, and we confirmed that higher low with the higher high here. Now, in a bigger time frame, like the weekly time frame, we're still in a downtrend, but structure is firming up for the bulls. So that's all I'm going to say for this. You got to check out the other video. It's very informative. Let's go over to check out our indicators. And trend is our friend. I'll put it on that one. Price action on this is not going to be as important. You do see a wedge that is perhaps forming. But the important part here is, if you notice these outside trend lines, price has been obeying those lines on the extreme end. So extremely bought, extremely sold, extremely bought over, extremely sold, bought, sold. And we're getting a little bit tighter every single time. Yeah, we haven't touched that line yet. Will we? Possibly. We can look on the 65 later on to see what that scenario is if we happen to want to go up just a little bit higher before any pullback, okay? So what I just want to portray is that this is kind of containing the RSI and may confirm that there is a reversal imminent, okay? And also to let me get back out of there. Okay, let me pull up the McClellan Sumex index. And what's this showing? It shows that we're in extremely overbought conditions. We haven't been in these conditions since way back here, back in 2020. Even the so-called bull market, whether we ended it or not, we have not seen these high of overbought conditions. So I think it's pretty imminent that we see some sort of at least temporary pullback, and let's see how we challenge maybe this area here. Okay, there's no divergence, not like this particular point here where divergence came, price went higher, but the index went lower. Let's see how this plays out. Perhaps price goes higher, but good chance we have some sort of pullback before, at least before anything turns to the upside. So that very, very extreme. That's the only point I'm getting at. And each time shows some sort of pullback with it, whether it's a deeper pullback or some sort of consolidation. Just wanted to point that out. And other things that are happening here. Dixie, that dollar, right? So everybody's looking at the dollar and they say if the dollar pops, the market's going to go down. Well, I think this is a breakout. This is a breakout at least from the wedge. Now we have a big area here that I thought we would have held. It was once support, now resistance. So let's see if we get above there. That would be a little bit more sign that the price action is probably going to go down on the market and up on the dollar. And also, I'm not going to get into it, but that's going to affect gold to the downside, silver, commodities, with the dollar being up, and also watch crude. So the VIX. Okay. This, I've been showing this over and over. You know, this is a big triangle here. We're piercing the bottom there. But if we get back into that triangle and this support here, right now we're under it. So that may support the bullish side, but we are definitely in the oversold with positive divergence. And this, if this starts to break out from the wedge here, then again, another sort of confirmation that that price action on the market is going to head lower. All right. And so we have both of those scenarios in the video from earlier, but you'll sort of see what I'm getting at when I go ahead and go to Apple and Amazon. Then I'm going to go ahead and end this video. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I'm putting lots of videos out there, so go ahead and hit that notification button, and you can check back on these videos often. We have Apple here. Looks like it's in some sort of flag. Is this a wave 4 or is this a 1-2-1-2? That's what we're looking at. So we're right at really good resistance right there. Okay, so maybe time for a pullback, but what kind of pullback? Let's look at two scenarios. Let's look at our Elliott wave scenario for the bears, because I am bearish until otherwise proven. And what we're looking at is a 1 in the red, 2 for this our intermediate term, and then let me squeeze this a little bit, and then in a purple, 1, 2. Now I can count 5 out of this. This is very difficult. That was kind of hard to get this count in there, so it doesn't work out as clean as the bullish conditions, but we're still going to treat this just as if, you know, it doesn't matter if I can count it or not. There's a lot better people out there that can count Elliott waves than I can. But notice we also came right back in time as well, from low to low. We're at a 61.8 time period. That's something to look at. And so this would be a 1-2-1-2 setup. And in either the bullish or bearish situation, we should see some sort of pullback. Now that should come back to, in this case, in this scenario, we should have a nice impulsive wave down for wave 1. And it should be a 5-wave move, 2, and then continue on to the downside, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that would be a wonderful time to start start accumulating some of this stock here. But we're not there yet. We have overbought conditions. There is no negative divergence. So maybe that. I put this on Twitter. I actually put that on Twitter. Does that mean this is more of a bullish setup? Maybe. And this would be our alternate situation then. Okay. If we count this as a WXY, and then we, I don't have the Y there. Let's duplicate this. Bring that down here. And that would be our Y to end this correction perhaps. And that would be a wave 4. And this would be an impulsive wave 1 up. And we'd be looking for a pullback right around this area, the 50-60% area. I already measured this. And we'd be looking for a much more impulsive wave to the upside, for all-time highs. Okay, so that is a pretty clear-cut binary situation where if this thing continues down or up. Now, just remember, when we get this impulsive, it may not be clear whether it's a 3-wave or a 5-wave, but know that either way, we're probably going to get a bounce in that direction because we're going to have a smaller degree 1, 2, or that bounce is here literally for the 2, and we're starting that impulse wave 3 to the upside. So either way, we should see a reaction in this area, and that's very important not to go say, if you're bearish, to put in an all-in bearish bet, and then this thing rips in your face. Okay, so at least take out product. This, you could play this whether you're bull or bear. You could play this to the downside. Should be a very playable pullback. And we're going to check out Amazon. And we'll go ahead and end this video. And I appreciate you guys all being here. I hope all this helps. So we're in this situation with Amazon. Nice deep pullback. Great move to the upside to the 200-day moving average, and had a nice big reaction to the downside. So this is the same situation. We have an impulsive move. So let's see what happens next tomorrow, starting tomorrow. Let's go to the Elliott wave count. Oh, what did I do? Just rename this? Oh boy, so I didn't save the other count. That's okay. We can do this right here, right now. This would be as if the correction is over and we're looking for an impulsive move up. This would be an ABC correction. That would be done. This would be a wave 4, and we're looking for that impulsive wave 5 up, which means that this would be a 1, right where we are, a pullback to the 2, just like Apple, some sort of direction, but the same thing should have a reaction. Either way, a pullback to continue down or a continuation to the upside. So this should be our pivotal point after any sort of pullback. Okay, in the bearish scenario, this would be more like a 1. And let me highlight that. Sorry about that. When I have the video on, the slows down the computer. 1, 2, and I'm just going to move it around. I'm not going to make new ones. And then a 1, 2. And it just so happens that each time from the top here to this wave 2, a nice 50% retracement, which is really good for a wave 2. And also from the bottom here, again, tag the 50% retracement. So this is easily counted as a 1, 2, 1, 2, and we'll see what happens after that. And I'll just end off this video with let's do ES on the 65-minute. That way I can kind of show you what's happening tomorrow. I should be able to do a morning prep video, but just in case I'm not, then this will be pretty clear on what we're looking for. At this point, we have this wedge that held as of Friday, and a break underneath this wedge firms up the idea that the bearish move down, at least for a wave 2, and we should see that around this point. Nice 50-60% pullback. You see where the expected move is. And then also, if the market wants to go up just a little bit higher, and we'll show this on the Elliott wave board, just because we're holding this 382 pullback. If this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, excuse me, I have the wrong, that would be the more, that would say the, this count here says that the move is over, 3, 4, 5. But if this is a 1, 2, all the way up here for a 1, 2, another 1, 2, 1, 2. Now you have a bullish setup. There's 3 degrees of movement here. Now we start a wave 3, and a wave 3 from the bottom to the top here is typical to pull back to the 40% mark, and it did that. So now if this is to continue. You have 2 more degrees to the upside, where this would be a 4, 5, and then another 4, 5, and a 4, 5. And that should complete this whole impulsive wave move. And that then should work out in the scenario that we talked about in yesterday's video and with Apple and Amazon. Then it should be over and we have our pullback. So there's 2 possible scenarios. A lot of things say, hey, this is done. But just in case this holds right here at the 4140, then if that holds, then we have a little bit more to go, possibly up to the 4,300 mark. All right. So this is the key point going into tomorrow, ES 4131, and then we'll go from there. So thanks for joining us here. That's it. We'll talk to you soon, and have a good rest of the weekend.